Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's my pleasure today to speak to you about this year's Walmart Pharmacist of the Year Award recipient, my brother Chris. Beyond the award, though, what's really neat is to be able to talk to you about what a unique and special guy my brother is. So please, sit back, relax, and let me share with you some of the traits that have helped mold my brother. Let me, through my own unique knowledge of him, help you to get to know him better. Of course, I couldn't start out with anything other than his academic aptitude. I've never met anyone in my life that worked harder at his studies than my brother Chris. Even when we were kids, growing up, I would run downstairs after waking up to go watch cartoons, and there would be my brother glued to the weather station, or the Weather Channel of all things. He turned his passion, though, for weather into the first of his 2 degrees, which of course is meteorology. However, once he got out into the real world, he found that professional meteorology wasn't really his cup of tea. So he went back to his alma mater at the University of Wisconsin and received his degree in his current profession, which of course is pharmacy. Most impressive, though, is that through all of his schooling, he's always maintained a consistent 4.0 grade point average, which I think is a real testament to his passion for education. However, to try to classify my brother as a bookworm would be quite off the mark, as he is also an excellent athlete. My first memory I have of my brother was during a t-ball game when we were kids, and I watched him single-handedly turn a triple play in the bottom of the 9th inning to win a game. So obviously that was very impressive to me when I was a small child, watching your older brother do that. He's also an outstanding golfer, very competitive, and for those of you who don't think golf is a competitive or even contact sport, have certainly never seen my brother's patented Olympic-style 9-iron javelin throw, which usually follows him missing an easy chip shot. But he's also been able to channel that competitiveness into excellence, as by the time he was a senior in high school, he was one of the top-ranked amateur bowlers in the state of Minnesota. Of course, those are more impressive achievements, but what's really meant the most to me about my brother has been his friendship and his loyalty. Even though he was always seen as the squeaky clean guy of our family, he was always more than willing to go out of his way to help his younger rambunctious brother out. For instance, one time when I was walking home from school as a child, I got beat up, and he went and gathered up all his friends, and they went and handled the group of kids that jumped me when I was walking home from school. So that meant a lot to me, to know he had my back. When we were in high school, he would leave the keys to his car in the ignition while he was at tennis practice after school, so I could take my girlfriend to the mall also, which was pretty cool, as I wasn't quite old enough to drive yet at that point. And of course, he was always more than willing to help me with any schoolwork that I ever had. So that's just a few of the things that really stood out to me about my brother, and what makes him who he is. I hope now you know a little bit more about my brother. What a great and well-rounded guy he really is. I hope I've been able to impress upon you his traits that really define him as a man, which I think are academics, athletics, and loyalty. It's been my true honor to speak to you about my brother this evening, and I sincerely hope you take the time to get to know him better. You'll find, as I have found, that you'll only be better for the experience. So let's all give our Pharmacist of the Year a round of applause. Congratulations, Chris.